Hi everybody, I'm back. I know it's been a while, but here I am. So I went back to one of my favorite incidents from the Bible, which is Peter walking on water with Jesus. It's really cool how God works. Like every time I read something, it could be something I've read like a million times, yet this time when I read it, I get a new revelation, you know? So I was hoping for something like that, and God never disappoints. So the Peter walking on water incident, quick recap. There's a storm in the sea, the disciples are on the boat, they're all freaking out, trying to, I guess, survive, and Jesus comes walking on water to them. And they're like, shit, like this is a ghost. Jesus is like, okay, don't be afraid, it's just me. And Peter is like, okay, if it's really you, tell me to walk on water and I will. Jesus is like, fine, come out. Peter comes out and he's able to walk on water. And all of a sudden he sees the wind and the waves. He freaks out, falls in, like sinks. Jesus is like, he saves him, obviously. And then he goes like, why'd you doubt? I was literally here. And then that's it. Really easy and simple story. Honestly, there were just so many times when I was like, if I was Peter, you know, I would totally never look at the waves. Actual storms are huge. Like in reality, that would freak the hell out of me, you know? Coming back to the point, the first thing I realized, it was never about Peter. So the storm was happening because it was a sea. It was not something that happened just to attack Peter. What Peter did was he looked at the waves, he looked at the wind, so he saw the intensity of the storm. Oh my God, this is going to kill me. It's coming to get me. And then he sinks. So many times when you go through struggles in your life, the problem is not out to get you. So the problem's there because we live in a world that has still not been fully renewed by the Spirit. You know, like questions like, why do bad things happen to good people? Blah, blah, blah. It's because the world is not heaven yet. So the first thing we have to do when we go through a problem is to remove ourselves from the pedestal. So to remove yourself from that place of being a victim. The me mindset. So like, if I'm going through an issue, my first thing is, oh man, why me? You know, immediately we make it about ourselves when the problem's just there because we're living in a world. But as soon as you remove the ego man, basically, a huge chunk of the problem is gone because you're not making it about yourself anymore. Your identity is not shaken because of the issue. The second thing is that God asks, why did you doubt, O you of little faith? In the previous Gospels, he's mentioned, even if you have a mustard seed worth of faith, you can move mountains. So technically, it's not about the fact that he had little faith. It's about the fact that he doubted. The problems are problems. They're gonna be there, you know? It's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening. But if I let it affect my head thinking that, okay, this is out to get me, I'm immediately gonna doubt because I'm gonna see the intensity of the problem and not focus on Jesus standing right there. I went back to Isaiah 40 verse 27. It says, why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord, and my just claim is passed over by my God. Sounds so familiar. In Peter's situation, his claim was just. There were waves, there was a storm, but the next verse says, have you not known, have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. So the first thing is not that, don't you realize that God can save you? But the first thing is that God understands. He knows what you're going through. He knew at that time that Peter was nervous about the waves. He knew that the storm was taking a toll. And then he goes on to say, he gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. A lot of times we have issues because we feel like people don't get us. But going back to the ego man, at that time I'm making it about me. Even when I feel like my problem is just and people don't get me, the creator of the world understands. When you're weak, that's when you find strength. When you realize that he gets you. So the key is, when you realize that he understands, you immediately get the strength to get through that storm. But to end it, if you go to the version of the Peter walking on water incident in John, it does not talk about Peter walking on water. But it says when they see Jesus, they're freaked out that he's a ghost. Then it just goes on to say, when they willingly received him, they found themselves at the land where they were going. Like immediately the boat was at the land where they were going. So crazy, right? What I've heard is that things take time. It's a process, which it is, by the way. It's a good thing that things are a process. But you can really accelerate the process by willingly bringing Jesus into your storm. What that means is going back to Isaiah, knowing that he understands you and screwing your logic. It's so easy to say. Honestly, it is so easy to say. But when you wait on him, receiving him, just realizing that it's gonna be okay, you shut your eyes and you open it, you're already at the land. This is not a video to explain how you can get out of the storm, because like I mentioned, storms are gonna keep happening. And those are actually part of life. You know, you won't be the person you are without the storms you went through. But what you do inside the storm really matters. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope it helps someone. Bye.